Hi, I'm Cassandra Bell, and this is Your Energy, Your Reality, the podcast. We're going to be talking everything energy, from channeling to chakras, from angels to star beings, from intuition to psychic phenomena, and everything in between. I will be answering your questions, sharing my knowledge, and supporting your spiritual experiences. So make sure you connect with us on the website at www.cassbell.com or connect with me in our Facebook community, My Community Bell. Let's begin. Good morning. I'm Cassandra Bell, host of Your Energy, Your Reality, the podcast. Thank you for joining us this week. I put out the call a few weeks ago just asking for people to submit their questions. What do they want to know? What do they want to hear about? And I've got quite a few different answers back. But I recently got another question from a lady over in America just asking, what is a twin flame? And I thought, what a fantastic question. Because a twin flame, in my experience, is not all what it's cracked up to be, and it's definitely different to what people think that it should be. So today we're going to be talking about twin flames, soulmates, and maybe even a little bit about guides. So a soulmate is where we're going to start. A soulmate is very different to a twin flame. A soulmate is someone who is contracted into our life from the get-go, so before we come here, and they're here to actually help us, to support us. Okay, so they could be a friend or a family member, they could be a loved one, they could be our partner, it could be anything. And they are here for an amount of time, maybe it's for a few days or a few weeks or even a few years, or they could be here for all of our life. We just never know because it's different for each person. A soulmate is someone where we have a deep connection, a very deep connection. It's a soul connection. And we talk about our soul family and our tribe and that sort of thing. If you could imagine that this is a person who has been in our life for eons. It's part of our soul family, and the soulmate is there and has been there, not just in this lifetime, but many, many others as well. Soulmates make life better. They make life a little bit easier. They hold our hands, they support us, and we support them. And we enjoy our time with our soulmate for the most part. Now, on the other side, we've got other soulmates or soul family members who come into this world ready to provoke us, to stir us up. Those people that we just cannot stand on instant dislike type of thing. And they're here for a reason too, just like our soulmates. They're here to support our growth as well. But they're here to support our growth, sort of like the little needle who's making our life a little bit more difficult or a little bit more interesting. They're here to provide us lessons that sometimes love doesn't provide in this reality. Our concept of love in this reality is so very different to what we understand on a soul level. So we have different types of soulmates. Soulmates who are there who we instantly connect with because we know that they're there to help us and to help us grow and to love us and to support us and to hold our hand. And then we have others who are there who we instantly know that they're going to upset the apple cart with us or hurt us in some way. But they're there for our growth as well. So on a soul level, they're actually doing it out of love. However, on a physical reality level, like right now, then they're not so healthy relationships. But everything has a reason, as we know. And so therefore, we have those people who come into our lives by contract, something that we have agreed to prior to this life. and they actually keep poking the bear. And then we have the others who are actually there supporting us while the bear is poking us. Now, it's like anything. If we're put into a position where we need to either, where we are under a lot of pressure, we usually grow, just like the diamond from the coal, we grow from pressure. And that's what these other people do, these soulmates of ours or our soul family members who actually provide all that poking of the bear and who we don't really like. They're the ones who are helping us to really understand or give us the opportunity to understand who we are, what we want, and what we need to do to go and get it. Okay, so it's still done out of love. We just may not be able to see it if we're not completely aware. And let's face it, in the heat of the moment, sometimes we're not aware. You know, in the heat of the moment, we just want to scream and yell and punch and kick and be our human child self. And that's perfectly okay, as long as we don't act upon it. So the soulmates are very different. They're actually here about teaching us. They're here to support us, to grow. And they do it in such ways that they know that this is a contract. It's part of the overall lesson for the soul family itself, and it's a deep connection. However, it's not the other half of ourselves, so to speak. Now, a twin flame is very, very different, and I'm actually going to speak to you about twin flames from experience. So this is not coming from a book or anything else like that. But before I do, I actually want to share a little story. So some years ago, I was in a pretty devastating marriage, and I can remember reading about the twin flame, and I'm like, oh, I would love to have my twin flame. Oh my goodness, it'd be much better than what I have. Oh my goodness. And I then read about a twin flame and I went, wow, that's intense. Wow, I'm not sure if I want that because that's just too much. That's really intense. And this woman was writing about how she met her twin flame, and it was only a matter of a couple of weeks that they had in each other's lives, and that it was intense, and it turned everything upside down on its head for her. And I thought, wow, that's pretty full on. That's a scary thing. Change is scary, and a twin flame comes in when change is not just needed, it is needed for survival. At least that's how it feels for me. So my experience with the twin flame, I was lucky enough to meet my twin flame and to be in a relationship of sorts with him. He woke me up. That's the best way that I could say it. For many years I've been working with energy, and I've been surviving. I've been surviving with my ex-husband. I've been surviving with life. I have been putting one foot in front of the other, and it has been all about responsibility and surviving. And I don't know anything different. Well, I didn't know anything different until I met my twin. Now, twin flames, oh my goodness, they are so intense. They are so intense. Twin flames are there to shake you up, okay? They're not there for the softly approach. Oh my God, no. They are there to shake you up, pull you out of the drudgery and put you back on your feet, get you on the path and give you a kick in the ass and get you moving. They are not there for all the roses and hearts people. Twin flames, oh my God, no. A twin flame is there when you need to be courageously aware. You have to be courageous in moving forward. My friend Melly does this podcast, and she does a lot of interviews in regards to courageous actions and courageous people. And I think I really need to have a chat with her because seriously, being a twin flame in a twin flame relationship, you need to have some big balls on you people, like seriously. So, twin flames. My twin flame, he came along in a time where I had left my husband. I had made those steps and I had gotten out. I had stared at the water for 3 months on the back patio of my parents' house. I was basically looked after by my mum and dad while I healed. And if I didn't have that time where I could just heal, just to rest my body and rest my brain, there's no way that I'd be here today. And I know that for a fact. I still had to do the running around after my children to get them to school and back. And my daughter was 18 at the time and she was trying to find her way as well. And my mum was there when I couldn't be. Slowly I came back. I came back to myself and I got to move into a little townhouse right on the beach. And it was fantastic. To this day, that will always be my healing space when I just need time out. But I digress. Twin flame. So my twin flame, I met him and it was like we had been connected by a live wire. And it was intense. He taught me to relax. He taught me to enjoy myself. He taught me to accept pleasure and fun and laughter, that I wasn't responsible. He took all the responsibility off of me, to be honest. Everything. He took all my shame and all my guilt. He took all my fears and he helped me to learn how to fly. And I really did feel like I was flying. I felt like I was the most free person in the world. And I flew. The thing about twin flames, though, is that we're not meant to be together unless we are both ready for each other. And he wasn't ready for me. And to be honest, looking back, I wasn't ready for him either. And so, even though I learnt how to fly, I also learnt how to fall, and I broke into a million little pieces. Now, it was pretty intense. I was really doubting my emotional abilities. I was doubting my mental health. I was wondering if I needed to go into a mental health institution. I struggled. But the good thing about being broken into a million little pieces is that you get to put yourself back together again the way that you want to be put back together. So you get to choose how and what you want to include with yourself. So some of the things that I took away from that was that I could fly, I could laugh, I could enjoy life to its fullest, and I've kept that. I have kept my lack of embarrassment and shame for the most part. I am happy with myself. I love who I am. I love my physicality and I love my life. The twin flame was intense. It shook me up. It showed me that I could fly and that I was everything that I could want to be. And it broke me into a million pieces so that I could put myself back together the way that I wanted. It's not easy. In fact, it's one of the most difficult things that you could ever do. But it's also one of the most rewarding things that you could do. Now, I was with my twin flame in one way or another for nearly a year. And in that year, I healed from the person that I was. A broken, middle-aged woman who just wanted to die. And now I am still a middle-aged woman who doesn't feel like she is, who just wants to experience everything that life has to offer. Twin flames are a gift, but they are a very thorny gift. So anyone who wants to be a part of that, by all means, but just remember that this is the greatest opportunity that you will ever have to actually get yourself back on track. But you have to be willing to give everything over. I'm the type of person who doesn't let people in. Ask anyone in my family and my friends. I'm a prickly pear. But I made the conscious choice to open every single door within myself to my twin flame. And because of that, when I met my partner now, I knew that I didn't want to take anything less other than complete honesty of myself as well as him. So twin flames are full on. They are something or someone who will take you from where you are and pull you out of the mire of your own self, and they will put you back on the path so that you can walk it. But it's completely and utterly up to you how you use that opportunity. Now, I've only met one couple who is a true twin flame. And it's very different to what you think it may be. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of freedom. It's a very interesting relationship. Whereas soulmates, well, that's more of a soft, downy pillow. To me, a twin flame is like an eagle resting on a branch. You got to keep on holding on, and you got to keep on being aware, and you have no time just to relax yourself on a soul level, because you need to be there in the moment all the time. Whereas with soulmates, you get to rest. It's like a great big soft downy doona where you can just wrap yourself up when you're feeling bad, and you can just be soft. I'm very lucky in the fact that I have had a soulmate or soulmates who have both been loving and who have pushed me to the limit to keep me moving. I have had a twin flame, and now I have someone that there is no contract with, and it means a lot more to me than any of the others, believe it or not. Twin flames and soulmates, they all come with contract. And by that, what I mean is that before they've actually come to this life with you, you've actually met on the ether, you're part of that group, and you've actually made a contract with them that you are going to learn something, and this is their part in that learning. Whether it's the trigger or the catalyst or the support person, whatever it may be, you've already talked about it and made contract about it. The partner that I have right now, we've made no contract previously. We have come together and we have made a life together. No contract, no obligations, just purely love. And I think that is worthy of everything that I have been through, that I get to have this opportunity to just love and to be loved. Soulmates, twin flames, they're interesting. Soul families, they're interesting. They are complex because not only do we have to deal with the physical relationship, and by that I mean physical people, we have to deal with all of our emotional hang-ups that we've brought into this life. We have to deal with theirs. It's all very intricate. But we also have this contract of this person we've known. We already have that tie. And so there's almost an expectation that we keep trying and we keep being connected with that person because we're connected in the afterlife as well. So to find somebody in our life that we don't have a contract with, that it's purely for the sake of love that we're here, that's pretty amazing. So you can keep your twin flame. Been there, done that, don't want to do it again. And I'll stick with my person who does not have a contract and who loves me for me. Soulmates and twin flames, there are so many people who think so many different things, and that's perfectly okay. This is just a story about my twin flame and what it did to me, and a warning, or not a warning, but more of a word of caution that twin flames are intense. And you will be on an amazing journey if you come across your twin flame. And it will be amazing, it will be intense, and it will be devastating, and it will be worth it. So that's it for me today. Thank you for listening to my story about twin flames. Twin flames and soul connections, soul mates and soul family, it's all different for each person, and that's perfectly fine. Take what you need, take what you've learned, and discard the rest. That's pretty much energy in a nutshell. So just as a reminder before we head out, if you have any questions or if you want to share your experiences, head over to www.casbell.com and use the Contact Us tab to email me so that we can use it on our future episodes. Or head over to the Facebook group My Community Bell and join in. We have lots of discussions, we talk about our questions and so forth in that space as well. This podcast, Your Energy, Your Reality, is something to share your energetic experiences with and to celebrate, educate and grow your connection with both yourself and the world at large. We want to share everything so that you too can learn and ask the questions that you may be a little bit too embarrassed to normally ask. This is a safe space, and no question is too silly or too stupid or anything else for that matter. Now, you can listen to my podcast on my website or through Whooshkaa or even Spotify. Just make sure that you follow us. Click on the tab, follow on Spotify, follow on my YouTube, or follow me on Facebook. Make sure that you're always up to date and keep an eye out for all the different posts that are asking for questions, information, and so forth, and of course all the events as well. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you next week.